Hello, and it's your Ghoul Essence. Happy Wednesday. I am here to deliver your weekly messages specifically for Sagittarius. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. We're going to just jump right into the messages. All right. Starting off strong, we do have payback, consequences returning, karma cycle, what goes around, time to settle accounts. You do have clout chaser, doing anything for attention, fame hungry, desperate for followers, anything for a like. You do have catfish, pretending to be someone else online, fake profile, deceptive images, not who you think I am. And you do have unbothered, peace despite chaos, calm attitude, detachment from negativity, not my drama. And all for these cards alone, Sagittarius, you could have had some people trying to smear your reputation. You could have had people trying to say that you were desperate for attention. You were, I'm hearing, doing anything for attention or doing anything for clout, do anything for attention, tying it into that. There could have been people saying that the things that you were saying were not true. The things that you were doing was solely for attention or to get people to feel bad for you or something of that nature. You also have catfish. There could have been people that tried to come for your looks. I also do feel like there could have been people that were trying to, if you were in an attempt to gain an online presence or establish yourself online, there could have been people making fake accounts and trying to detract attention away from you. Either way, with payback being here, you guys could be going through some kind of, I'm hearing, comeback era. You guys be going through some kind of glow up, some kind of comeback, and ultimately with Unbothered, you are showing that whatever was thrown your way, you took it. I'm hearing I took it, flipped it, and reversed it. You guys took it, flipped it, and reversed it. You multiplied it, you transmuted it, you did whatever you had to do. And there is something about how you're showing up right now, or with the season you're in right now, that has people kind of eating their words. At the bottom of the deck, you do have on red, ignored messages, waiting anxiously, no replies. Maybe they're just busy. You could have had a few people trying to circle back, or a few people trying to humble themselves and befriend you. This could have been people that are seeing that whatever was being painted or whatever illusion was being painted about you was wrong. They could be trying to get on the right side now, and you could be just completely rejecting these people. There could be people that in your face gave you a hard time and they're trying to come back and get on your good side. Either way, I do feel like with Unbothered, you guys are truly leaving people where they stood or leaving people where they placed you. I also do feel like you guys, Sagittarius, could be a bit defensive right now or a bit withdrawn, where you're not even looking to be bothered with anyone at all, and you're making yourself unreachable for that reason. At the bottom of that, you do have trust to signs, paying attention to guidance, universe speaking clearly, following intuition, message received. This could be you just getting some type of intuitive download or some type of literal sign in your face showing you that right now is not a time to be open willy-nilly to just anybody. And I'm seeing this as you just being selective with who you give your time to, who you give your attention to, and especially if these are people that you've already had a go around with, being very mindful and selective with who you're allowing back into your good graces, because you do have a lot of people who are looking to be in your good graces. Okay, so moving on to your tarot, what do we have for Sagittarius? I think I said this in Scorpio's reading as well. You guys could truly be like a Scorpio Sagittarius cusp, or you have Scorpio placements, Sagittarius placements, whatever. But this is kind of going hand in hand with what I pulled for Scorpio. Okay. Going back to the bottom of the deck underneath trusted signs, you do have a divine intervention, unexpected guidance, universe stepping in, redirected paths, saved just in time, and underneath that is spilled tea. Secrets exposed, gossip spreading, leaked information, oops, it's out. Sagittarius, I do feel like you could have had people smearing, I'm hearing, to the high heavens. You could have had people smearing your name to the high heavens. You don't even know, I'm hearing you don't even know what was said. You could have had a bunch of things done behind your back to really try to stop you in your path. And I do feel like with divine intervention and this tower in the reverse being clarified by the magician in the reverse, and like I said for Scorpio, because you got the Ace of Wands and Scorpio had the Ace of Swords, but you guys have the Ace of Pentacles. You guys are, I hate saying it like this, but you guys are heavily protected. I also feel like I'm hearing your path has already been carved. So whatever is being thrown your way to try to deter you from your path is not going to work, because there is something specially destined for you in the path that you are on. And I do feel like with the tower in the reverse being clarified by the magician in the reverse, there could have been people truly hoping to with the lovers upright being clarified by the high priestess in the reverse. Yes, this could represent a relationship, but I do also feel like this has to do with you choosing yourself and just being in a good relationship with yourself. There could have been people truly trying to attack your mental, your overall sense of self, your self-worth, and have you out here just getting off of your path and hoping that you would experience tower moment after tower moments. And after you experience enough tower moments, you would be so sorry about that. But we got a little interruption, but there could have been people hoping that you would experience enough tower moments to get you to a point where you either give up on pursuing whatever it is you are hoping to pursue for yourself, or just hoping that you would go through enough tower moments that you already stabilized enough to be incapable of calling in whatever it is you are working toward. There could have also been people that were attacking you in your romantic relationships or your relationships in general. These could have been people, you could have experienced a string of romantic partners or friendships with people that made you take a step back and be like, damn, is it me? Am I just having a bad time choosing people? I'm hearing, am I stupid? I also feel like, again, these were specific attacks sent to have you doubting yourself and not trusting yourself. With the Ace of Pentacles in reverse being clarified by the Knight of Cups upright, I do feel like, again, there was the sense of wanting to put you in a season of chasing. You could have been feeling like, you were chasing friendships, opportunities, constantly feeling like you were just not being chosen despite how much you pursued certain people. This could be you just offering, I'm hearing slam door slammed. This could have been a feeling of you feeling like, you were offering love, friendship, or whatever. And no matter where you went, you felt like people were just rejecting you. And I do feel like with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, you could have started to, again, doubt yourself and really question whether or not you had anything that was worth, wanting or taking. You could have really felt like you were offering so much to people, and again, nobody wanted it. And I do feel like this has a lot to do with whatever smear campaign or talking and gossip was going on behind your back. This could have been one of those things where a lot of things were said and it spread and people were just looking at you in a very negative light. So that intervention threw me off. Almost forgot. We do have the Ace of Wands upright. This is being clarified by the Chariot upright. I am seeing this, Sagittarius, as you guys did not give up. You may have just like, I'm hearing, again, flipped it, reworked it. You guys may have taken all this rejection, all this smear campaign. I'm hearing, I see what's going on. You guys could have known good and well what was going on. And even if you didn't have an exact idea of what was happening, you could have had a good sense that, like, this is not just you. You probably did go through a period of doubting yourself or feeling, again, like you are not worth anything. But I do feel like you guys just took that. I'm hearing made lemons into lemonade. You just took that and made your situation better, or did whatever worked for you. And I do feel like you guys, while you were being isolated, while you guys were being pushed down or kept down, you just were working. You were just working on yourself and building. And I do feel like with the payback, you guys are, I'm hearing, charging full steam ahead. And with the Chariot, I feel like not only are you charging full steam ahead, you are not staying where you're not wanted. You guys could have left your hometown, left your friend groups, left your job. But I do feel like this is one of those things where it's coming as a surprise to people. I am hearing Send the Pain Below by Chevelle. We do have this Page of Swords that wanted to jump out, so I will take that. And Strength upright. Got the Lovers again. Okay. So starting at the bottom of the deck, you do have the Knight of Wands in reverse, and I am tying this into this Page of Swords upright being clarified by the Seven of Swords upright. I do feel like you guys are not, you're not falling for the okie doke. You're not letting flattery be the thing that brings you back to people who were actively working against you. I do feel like this is you running away from the people who are coming toward you, because you know that these are people who are coming toward you for nothing more than to either use you, take from you, or because they feel like you're good enough now. I do feel like, I'm just imagining like, a popular group excluding someone, and when that person comes to school all dressed up and dolled up, they're like, you can sit with us now, we can be friends. And that person's like, I don't want to be your friend. You guys made me feel excluded. Why would I want to be friends with you? You guys are kind of treating whoever is approaching you with that energy. And you may not even be responding with the on red. You could just be leaving people in the dust. But overall, I feel like this is you having a good sense of the people that are coming your way are people who feel like you're only worthy now because of what you have going on. And you don't see that as genuine. You don't see that as worth anything. With Strength upright being clarified by the King of Swords upright, I do feel like, as I always say with the King and Queen of Swords, I feel like it's just taking your emotions out of the shit. I feel like you guys are not harping on the past. You're not harping on who did what. You're not even sitting here like, trying to get back at people. I feel like this is you guys just continuing to charge forward and accomplish and crush all of the things that you have been working on and working toward. With the Lovers upright being clarified by the Three of Swords upright, Sagittarius, I feel like you guys have a lot of things that have hurt you. You guys have a lot of things that like you could be really angry and bitter about, but I feel like you guys are transmuting all of that. You could be focusing on your loved ones, your love life, your home, your family, your friends, just building a life that you feel like, makes you get over, not necessarily get over, but makes you feel some solace in all that you've endured to get you where you're at today. That is bringing me to the Hermit upright being clarified by the King of Wands upright. I do feel like, again, you guys could be intuitively feeling guided to just isolate yourself or be very selective and unreachable with people who are coming your way. I do feel like it's because you guys are still, again, working through and working on, your feelings and stuff that you want to continue bringing in for yourself. This could be you just going within and working on a new project, you working on a business, whatever it is. I feel like you guys are, again, transmuting all of your pain. I'm hearing turning my pain into power and turning my pain into profit. You guys are transmuting everything that you've endured, and it's working for you because you guys have built something very beautiful, and I'm hearing everybody wants a piece of the pie. So that is what I have for you, Sagittarius. I will see you next week. I do hope that resonated. Don't forget to support. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you soon.